checking my cell phone every like 5 minutes. So I kept like reaching for it and it wasn't there because I had left it in my room and had it off. So that was, but I guess it wasn't a day where I was near computers as much as I usually am. So that would have been another like temptation. I feel like I would have always wanted to go check email or do something.
Yeah, I read a lot more, and not even for classes. It's quite remarkable. Right, you have assignments that you're going to supposed to be reading for say perspectives, and I end up reading on Franz Schubert, and I end up reading by something by Garrison Keillor. And it's like I have these books, but I wasn't going to be reading them only because that's without internet access. And I say like, hey, go for it.
It was probably hardest not to use my phone because, like I said, I do call my mom 3 or 4 times a day, maybe more. I know I'm a giant loser, but so it was difficult not to use my phone because there were multiple times in the day where something happened and I wanted to call my mom and tell her about it, and I couldn't tell her, so that was difficult.
Yeah, I see students on cell phones immediately before class, immediately after class, iPods plugged in when they're coming to class. And I was thinking about Pascal's statement, the problem with modern man, he does not know how to sit quietly in his room. And what it revealed anyway is, several students just said they couldn't do it. They didn't even try. They just said, I can't do that.
I get sort of annoyed if I was to talk to someone and then they reach for their pocket, and while they're talking, yeah, sure, hold on, let me just text someone. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure I'm paying attention to you, but really, depends on what their focus is. It does hinder in some cases.
I don't like the idea of multitasking. If I'm going to listen to good music, I should just set aside time to do that, not try to do 2 or 3 other things at the same time. It's like trying to talk to 2 or 3 people at the same time.
I find it really aggravating walking across campus if you're trying to say hi to someone and they're wearing an iPod, and then you look like an idiot walking across the Dust Bowl. You're like, hey, oh, just kidding.
Actual like MediaFast or whatever ended, I still was conscious about it. Like, the time that I wasn't using my iPod, I was talking to people, and I think I still keep that in the back of my head when I'm like walking out of class and about to put it in. If you see someone and you just put it back in your bag so you can have a real conversation with them instead of secluding yourself by putting on your headphones. I think it was definitely an eye-opener to realize how technology, while it definitely connects people and like helps communication, can also be something that kind of isolates you in your own little world and you're wrapped up in it.
Rays of sunshine.
I think it made me realize that I'm not as dependent on it as I thought I did. I thought I was. I thought going into this that, how can we ever live 24 hours without technology? Everyone uses a laptop all the time, and Facebook's really not that important once you, go without it for 24 hours.
I don't know, I was really hesitant at first. I thought it was going to be really hard, like I constantly would be tempted to go back to it, but I guess it turned out a lot better than I thought it would. I learned a lot.
Forget your sin, your patience then, until the moments you throw caution to the wind. Ignore your books and magazines, sip your expensive wine. Time to hide from tragedy.
See, I don't need technology. I can just go back to the stick. It's so interesting.